Case-based learning is one of the most effective teaching methods across any subject and any age group. It's the backbone of how we currently teach at business schools, medical schools, and law schools. And that's because students engage more deeply, retain concepts longer, and develop critical thinking skills that actually stick in these models. But walk into any K-12 environment and you'll barely find it, which is strange because arguably that's where you would think that the students would need it most. And it's not that teachers don't want to use it, it's just that K-12 environments, teachers are the one person managing lesson plans, grading, parent communication, classroom behavior, and so much more, all without teaching assistants or research support. They just don't have the time to execute on what they actually want. EduCase bridges that gap. Let me show you how it works. So the teacher essentially needs to put in 3 inputs. So there's a grade level, subject and topic, so let's go for percentage and decimals, and classroom context. So for here, I'm just going to paste in something I have pre-written, but I'll explain it in just a second. Then there's 2 optional outputs. There's an illustration component and an audio narration. Then we'll click Generate Case Study. So let me go back to what the classroom context field was, because that is really the heart of EduCase. It's a completely free-form area where the teachers can write whatever is relevant to their students. Full sentences, bullet points, half-formed thoughts, whatever feels natural to them. EduCase basically reads all of it and responds to it. What I just pasted into EduCase for this specific demo basically tells it that my classroom is an ESL classroom, so keep the language simple. My students just finished a decimal unit and we're trying to start percentages, so I wanted these 2 concepts to be connected, and that our school has an upcoming fair that the students are really excited about, so it'd be nice to include that as a setting. So based on those inputs, the teacher gets a case study that feels like it was written specifically for their classrooms, their students, and their curriculum. That's what makes EduCase different from any other AI content tool. Now you'll also notice at the end there were 2 optional inputs that I selected, which were the the image generation and the audio output. Now these are optional elements only because they're not necessarily relevant to every single classroom, or it might not be relevant to every single activity that a teacher might want to do. Sometimes they might want to just be running a 15-minute activity and you don't need a whole image and a whole audio output for that. But for example, if you're trying to teach a 3rd grade classroom, having an image and an audio narration to help the students read along is great. Good timing, because this is our output. So the narrative is so here we have a narrative case study with a story. It has a problem statement and it has some discussion questions as well. There's a custom illustration on the side and that's generated by Imagine 3, and an audio narration that the teacher can play for the students who benefit from listening along. I also wanted to show what this case looks like if we had given it different outputs. So I have already preloaded this case. This is for a grade 11 classroom. And this is in a science context, which has a little bit more of a technical feel to it. So the questions are a little bit more technical. The discussion questions use, more complicated language. So as you can see, the outputs are very much tailored to what the inputs are. Now, having said all of that, I did want to briefly touch upon the technological architecture of this build. So EduCase runs on Flask, which is deployed on Google Cloud Run. It uses Gemini 2.5 Flash via Vertex AI, Imagine 3 for illustrations, and Google Cloud Text-to-Speech for audio. The full stack is Google Cloud. Now, this isn't everything that I've wanted to implement. In phase 2, I hope to make shareable links so that teachers can actually share these cases directly to the students. I hope to incorporate curriculum standard alignment and also a saved case library. Thank you for your time. This is EduCase. Spend less time building materials, more time teaching. Thank you for watching.